thing about me could be the very little thing that keeps you from getting out of me what you need. And so when you need breakthrough, you need to be selfish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, my. So if I need breakthrough, look, I don't care that we had an argument on Monday. What I know is that on Tuesday, I need to get through what I'm going through. And so watch. Listen to this. If on Tuesday, I've got to see you differently than I saw you on Monday to get what I need, I'll see you differently on Tuesday than I saw you on Monday, and then on Wednesday. My. You'd be surprised at the small little things that keep us from getting breakthroughs. Well, watch this. If you and I don't get along, do you know that all we need to do is decide to come together? Touch and agree? And watch this. Both of us need to revisit the day that we got saved.
Well.
And then the day that when we revisit the day that we got saved, we'll remember the word. And the word of God will remind us that if there's a brother or sister that has aught against me,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm going to leave my gifts at the altar because God is not hearing me. I've got to go and make that thing right with that brother or sister. And then we can go and praise and worship God together.
Yes.
Do you understand that? And so you there lifting holy hands before the Lord, knowing that a brother or a sister has aught against you, or you have an aught against them. The word says, listen.
Come on, get it right.
God values relationship even above you praising and worshiping him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He made us relationists.
Think about that. He says, if you're there and you're getting ready to present your gifts, leave there your gift at the altar and go your way. Find your brother or your sister that you have an issue with. And watch this. If both of you are allowing God to operate in you properly while I'm on my way to make it right, they're on their way to make it right. We're going to meet in the middle and make it right. And then together we are going to go
and present our gifts
and present to the Lord.
Hallelujah.
See, that's why I need you. And you need me.
Yes.
There's no Lone Rangers in this camp.
Yes, sir.
Batman and Robin.
Yes, sir.
Starsky and Hutch. Green Hornet and Kato. God about it. Mark and Vanessa. There's teamwork that's got to go on here. I need you and you need me. It's called synergy. One can chase 1,000. But two can mess up multiplication. See, this is a God thing. Stop trying to understand it in your own mind. The world will convince you that you don't need me. But God says different. And anytime you accept what the world says as opposed to what God says, you're wrong. And you'll miss something mighty.
Yes.
So I'm going to get my breakthrough through you. Because we're connected. We're a body ministry. I can't say to you that I don't need you. And you can't say you don't need me. The eye can't say to the ear, I have no need of thee. You understand that? You can't say you don't need me. You need me. And as long as you say you don't need me, I understand that you haven't quite grasped the word yet. The moment you come into the knowledge that you need me and I make you better, and I come into the knowledge that I need you and you make me better, we see an external manifestation of an internal renewing of the mind. So sometimes we can just look at brothers and sisters, Darrell, and tell that they haven't been renewed in the spirit of their mind because how they treat one another. Do you not know that God is so interested in how we treat one another? He puts scriptures in the word, like in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7, where it talks about husbands have to make sure that they're treating their wives right so that their prayers can be heard. So in other words, God is saying for all of those of you husbands that don't know how to treat your wives, but you still praying to me, there's something more pressing you need to be handling before you come to me. And if you handle your business, I'll handle your business. God Almighty. Woo, my God, my God, my God. There's an atmosphere up in here. I'm telling you, I'm just talking to you. I'm just talking to you. So imagine that then. That's not just reserved for marital relationships. That's got to be open to every relationship. Let me throw one last thing out before we transition. One of the reasons why we don't do relationships well is we get stuff twisted. And so y'all enter into a relationship with people and then what you start saying is, I can't live without you. Sounds good for an R&B lyric, but it's not the word. That's not the word. So look, if I'm trying to get next to you, I'll put music to the lyrics. And I'll convince you that I can't do without you. It's in you I live and move and have my being. Nobody can do me like you do me. Woo! Ah, sound good, don't it? R&B lyrics, man. They'll take you to a place and time. Y'all remember when the incense used to be burning and the crystal lights used to be swirling? Your mind used to be messed up. Huh? We start quoting poetry from the external influence we just allowed into our being. Any of y'all get that where you just did that one go over your head? So when you allow a lot of external spirits into your spirit, those external spirits are liable to tell you to do anything and to feel anything. That's why it's very, very important that you can only allow the Holy Spirit into your spirit, because he will teach you and guide you into all truth. But let me get back to the point. So we say things to people like, I can't do without you. Nobody can do me like you do me. I don't know what I would do if you weren't in my life. Everything I need, I can find in you. Woo, God, you make me feel like I'm brand new. I can't live without you. Well, doesn't the word of the Lord say, He shall supply all of your needs according to His riches and glory? So, every time you tell somebody else, I can't do without you, and you have all that I need, that's not the word. Watch this. You might have some things I want. So now we got to go into a whole nother level, a whole nother realm, because needs and wants are two very distinctly different things. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You don't have what I need. That's why I'm frustrated with you. Because nobody teaches me the truth. So I think you have what I need, and when I can't get what I need from you, I get frustrated and angry with you. And as long as I believe you have what I need, then I'm never looking to the fact that he has what I need. Well. And I'm telling you, it's the R&B mode. Well. Hey. Woo! So I gotta get it right in my head. And when I get it right in my head, I stop looking for what I need from you. And the moment I recognize that you don't have what I need, I stop looking to you to fulfill my need. And the moment I stop looking to you to fulfill my need, I'm now no longer frustrated with you. My. So my marriage just shifted because I accepted the truth of the word. Our relationship just shifted because I accepted the truth of the word. Our ministry just shifted because we accepted the truth of the word. My. Now you might have something that I want. You might be able to give me what I want. And we can even negotiate that. because that's a negotiable issue. That's what you're able to supply. But in terms of my needs, he, watch this, it's a promise, shall supply my. He shall supply all. Not 3/4 of them. Not 2/3. Not 99.9% of them, but that's probably the word for today. Because I'm telling you, if you really embrace that truth, your world changes immediately. Because I no longer now am even holding on to the frustrations that I thought you were the source of. I've even attributed, the frustration that I'm feeling to you, and you were never the source of the frustration. I had it twisted because I was seeing through the eyes of man instead of seeing through the eyes of the Spirit. But now I'm walking by faith and not by sight. Not by sight. And when you can walk by faith and not by sight, you can walk when you can't see. You get that? Have you ever seen in the military, those individuals who are part of a special forces unit, they are able to do night attacks in darkness. They do their best work under the cover of darkness because they have instrumentation that they put on their natural being that allows them to do what they can't do without it. So when they put on this instrumentation, now they can see in darkness because it senses the heat of you. And it begins to show what's going on in the atmosphere. Something very interesting happened to me, Darrell, this morning. I was having my morning tea. I was just reflecting and allowing the Lord to minister to me, and the television was on, so I picked up the remote control. And real strange thing happened to me. You guys all right? When I pressed the button to turn the television off, two things happened. The television cut off, but the space heater cut on. So whoa, wait a minute here. So just so that to make sure that I wasn't crazy, did it again, and I turned the television back on. Space heater stayed on. But then, no. I turned the space heater off and I turned the television back on. And when I pressed the button, the space heater came back on, but the television cut off. But I could not turn the space heater off with the remote that was designed for the television. So when I started thinking about this thing, I was like, God, what in the world you doing up in here? First thing I got was that the remote control was designed for the television, not the space heater. And so the television always cooperates with the remote control that was made for it. And so when you press the button, the television will come on. When you press the button, the television will cut off. Why? Because they are working in sync with one another. My God. There is a spirit of cooperation existing between the remote control that's made for the television and the television. You don't see the remote control go and physically turn the TV off, but you see the manifestation of the power when you press the button. But then there's always potential for distortion. So the space heater decides that it wants to be involved. It's not really authorized. The remote for the TV wasn't made for the space heater. But somehow the space heater has infiltrated the power that's flowing between the television and the remote. The enemy is always looking to infiltrate the things of God. And there are even times when he will turn you on, but he can never turn you off. As a matter of fact, he doesn't want to turn you off. He only wants to turn you on because he can only turn you on with things that are unauthorized for you to be turned on by. All this because I pressed a button on a remote control. And it blows my mind how the enemy, watch this, you were made for God. You were made to be controlled by God. You were made to be commanded by God. You were made to be used by God. You were made to be in sync with God. But there are other things that get into the atmosphere. And those things gain control over you and then end up maintaining a degree of control that you have, and it can turn you on. But it'll never turn you off because he wants you to stay turned on to those things that are unauthorized so that you can miss out. Now, he can't make you do stuff. He can only influence you to do stuff. And then when you cooperate, like the television cooperates with the remote, something happens. And it's never good. It's never good. It's never good. It's never good. So how many folks does the enemy control, even though he doesn't have any authority to control you? How many of you has he turned on? Through people, places, and things. Desires of your heart. Issues of your past. Luggage you've accepted and you keep carrying around. I don't know why I'm here. I came with a message. It's all prepared. But God is trying to get some of you to understand. Watch this. And that's why the self-medicating alcohol abuse exists. And the self-medicating narcotic abuse exists. Because you and I are created spirit beings. There's a part of us that is spirit. And so it's just like this wireless mic. There's a box on the back of the wall. There is a signal that travels that allows this mic to be synced up with that box and allow you to hear my voice. Whenever we turn the mic on and the box on, the signal is looking for one another because it longs to sync. So it can be used. And so you and I, having a part of our tripartite being, body, soul, and spirit, the spirit part of us is longing to sync up with the spirit. We always want to be in constant contact and communication with the spirit. But what the enemy will do is he will send a counterfeit spirit. And the counterfeit spirit will link up. Watch this. Good God. The counterfeit spirit will link up to the longing in you. And you think it's God. And when you allow this counterfeit spirit into your being, you've been confused, duped, fooled, hoodwinked, bamboozled, faked out. And now here you are thinking you connected in the spirit when it is a spirit, just not the spirit. And so being connected to the spirit instead of being connected to a spirit instead of the spirit causes you to OD on self-medicating you. And because it's counterfeit, you always need more to feel what you felt the first time with God, he just keeps flowing and flowing and flowing. You don't have to keep manipulating and manipulating and manipulating. You don't have to. Listen, as a matter of fact, the more capacity you receive for your desire for God, the less you need to self-medicate on people, places, and things.